I mean, let's not get it twisted here, Bears bias and all. It doesn't break my heart at all to see the dysfunction going on in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah. But, that said, the hell are the Green Bay Packers doing? This shit just makes absolutely no sense to me at all. It's like they're trying to play the leverage game, exercising whatever little remaining leverage they may have to prove what point exactly? What point? That you know what it takes to piss off your future first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback? To show that you know what it takes to piss off your clear-cut number one wide receiver? I mean, what's the game here? What's the point? What's the purpose of all of this? And for those of you that maybe have your head in the ground and don't know what I'm talking about, like the whole saga going on between Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers has, ironically enough, kind of expanded over to Davante Adams, who had a year left and contract negotiations have broken off, just like they had with Aaron Rodgers. They're not close on the deal, and apparently the Green Bay Packers are putting out there that they're not interested in talking about it right now. And I don't get it. Now here's the deal. Here's what could be fair to say. Is the Green Bay Packers, their fan base, that organization, maybe have a certain sense of entitlement to them. True. Somewhat merited, somewhat out of arrogance. It's also true that they've been able to enjoy almost 3 decades now of franchise-level Hall of Fame quarterback play. That doesn't happen very often. They have gotten incredibly spoiled to the point where there might be a little bit of a belief in arrogance that that's not as big of a deal as it really fucking is. Meanwhile, if you look at the rest of that division that you're in, should tell you all you need to know about the importance of quarterback play, because in the last 30 years, the only team that's won a Super Bowl out of that division is the Green Bay Packers, and they did it twice. Only once with Favre and only once with Aaron Rodgers. And they've had the legit franchise, elite, Hall of Fame, MVP level freaking quarterbacks. You've seen the other 3 organizations not have that and not win any championships. So you would think in and of itself, you would say, we got to do whatever the fuck we can to make Aaron Rodgers happy. And of course, when you drafted Jordan Love in the first round last year, and not only drafted him, but traded up to draft him, it's clear you were sending some type of message and you were also preparing for the future. And look, I'm different from a lot of other folks. I don't begrudge them for drafting a Jordan Love where they did, because it was the long-term play. Whether it was the right call or not, only time will ultimately tell. Now, if they didn't bother telling Aaron Rodgers about that beforehand, shame on them. Should they have to run everything by him and automatically get it approved? No. Is it a nice courtesy for a guy that's meant so much for the organization? Yeah, probably. If Aaron Rodgers was that hurt and disappointed by the fact that they drafted a quarterback in the first round when they did, seems kind of hypocritical knowing that he was once drafted in that same type of situation, same type of light, and it took him 3 seasons to elapse before he actually saw the field on a full-time basis. Just because they drafted Jordan Love doesn't mean that he was immediately going to take over, doesn't mean it needs to mean anything in the short term. It's all about the long-term play, the next 12 to 15 years, not just the next 2 to 3. And this whole notion around the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, well, they should have done more to build up the team around him. I don't fully agree or disagree with that assessment. I mean, the dude's coming off of an MVP season. So clearly the offense around him wasn't total garbage or trash. That said, did they waste the last draft? Yeah, they kind of did. Was the offense the reason that they lost the NFC Championship game to Tampa? Hell no, it wasn't. It was the secondary, in particular Kevin King, not being able to hold up against the receivers of Tampa. We all know that. The dumb dick decision to kick a field goal when deep in Tampa territory on 4th down 8 with a little over 2 minutes to go. But you come to the whole point of, you've had Aaron Rodgers for this long, and as long as you have Aaron Rodgers, You have a window to contend and compete for championships. The Packers have largely allowed that to elapse now, but they're still in that window to some degree. You are at a point, I agree, that you either need to shit or get off the pot. You either truly need to go all in to load up for one more title run with Aaron Rodgers, or you need to move the fuck on. And if you're not going to load up, you should have already moved the hell on. Why allow this to play out? Why allow this to continue to be a distraction into almost the end of damn July? That makes absolutely no sense. To the point where you're talking about now, Aaron Rodgers could potentially be pulling the Carson Palmer retirement card. I can't get to play anywhere else. I'm not going to play here. It's going to be it. It's going to be done until it's not, because I'll force your hand to trade me. Like, what the fuck is the point here? And then if you are actually trying to build any type of relationship with Aaron Rodgers, or maintain any semblance of a relationship as an organization with Aaron Rodgers, or even care about the future of Jordan Love, you would certainly think you would at least try to take care of Davante Adams. So you're in this spot now where are both of these guys even going to bother to show up? Are both of these guys going to potentially hold out? Are both of these guys going to threaten to not play this year? And then what the hell do you freaking do? And what do you have to show for it? Like, and people are going to say, well, the Packers just gave him an contract extension offer that would have made him the highest paid guy and blah, blah, blah. And that means that it's not just about money. Well, that's bullshit too. Because you don't know all the particulars of how that deal was structured. You don't know what exactly he was looking for. They might have been talking about, yeah, he's the highest paid guy, but the money was lesser in year 3 or 4, and he maybe wanted more guaranteed money over 2 to 3 years so he could maybe hit the market again when he's 39 or 40. Or he could have sat there and been just looking for a 1 or 2 year deal saying, you know what, I'm the fucking league MVP. I'm in my late 30s. I don't know how many more years I have of this. I want to cash in as much as I can now. And I know right now the Green Bay Packers are getting a significant bargain on my skills and talents, which they absolutely are. The point being is they kind of put themselves into this situation and they've bungled this so horribly. If you don't think that Jordan Love is the guy, and that's why you want to keep Aaron Rodgers, then move Jordan Love. If you think Jordan Love can be the guy, you're already not winning Super Bowls with Aaron Rodgers as the fuck it is. You might as well move on and start the Jordan Love experience, the Jordan Love era. What the hell are you waiting for? Because you're in this worst possible place now. Like, you're kind of a contender, but when it gets to nut cutting time, you're just going to come up short in the NFC Championship game. And likely, even if we didn't have any of these distractions or anything else, that's likely would be the same fate that awaits the Green Bay Packers this upcoming season, assuming everything was good and everybody was back. And even that is an awful, mighty strong assumption at this point. Because at some point in time, that window closes. That window runs out. Like, what are they doing? Like, you would think at this point you'd be trying to put yourself in a situation you say, you know what? Let's try and get through one more year. Let's make it one last run. You see Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers posted those pictures from the last dance trying to say, like, hey, maybe you got one more year and then maybe you got one more run. Like, do whatever you need to do to freaking make it happen. It is just astounding how Guntkunst and Murphy have just totally botched this whole scenario and situation here. And I don't just say, like, you can't control everything a player's going to think or a player's going to feel. And there can be a point in time where you say, we don't really want to do that or we don't need to do that. But be firm and be decisive and take decisive action if necessary. If Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to be in your long-term plans, then move the fuck on from him. Trade him before the draft. Get that draft pick capital starting now, because every day that Aaron Rodgers isn't traded, you get less and less in return. Fucking at this point, go out there and say, we'll listen to any reasonable offer. You're going to have teams come with a lot of draft pick capital, like the Eagles, like the freaking Giants, you know, maybe even the Dolphins. Like, who knows? You're going to have teams that would potentially be in a position where they're going to offer you a lot of draft pick capital and maybe a young quarterback in return if you aren't really sold on Jordan Love, or if you are, you could just say, we want more draft pick capital, maybe a player or two, and remake and remold your team. Instead, now you're getting ready to go into training camp. You have questions around the face of the franchise. You have questions around your best offensive skill player, leading people to think that there might be doubts about Jordan Love, and there might be. It is a mess. Now, to the Bears fans that seem to be relishing in this and regaling in joy over this, I would say this. Look at our team. We have no room to talk shit about anybody. Furthermore, who gives a fuck? So much as you might want to trash talk about this and say, oh, Jordan Love sucks, we don't know what Justin Fields is going to be in the NFL. And let me be clear, none of us do. No matter what we think he's going to be, we don't fucking know. He has just as many career NFL starts as Jordan Love does. You don't know what the hell is going to happen here. I would be much more focused and concerned on the Chicago Bears and the dumpster fire they've been and the things that they need to do to be better, and in particular the things they need to do to develop their young quarterback, more than I'm worried or concerned in any way, shape, or form about the Green Bay Packers. Like, it's this whole obsession of allowing the Packers and their fan base and their team to live rent-free in the Bears' heads' minds. Like, the Packers don't give a fuck because the Bears are largely irrelevant to them, and that's how it should be. I personally don't give much of a crap about the Green Bay Packers because the Bears could go 14-2 every year, lose twice to the Green Bay Packers, but win the division, get home field advantage, and win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I'd rather have that than finish 9-8 and fucking beat Green Bay once or twice. Who cares? The name of the game, contrary to what Lovie Smith once said in his 2004 introductory press conference, is not the number one goal of the program is to beat Green Bay. No, the number one goal of the program is to win the goddamn Super Bowl. And you could do that independent of any development of the Green Bay Packers. And furthermore, if we really want to go there, maybe it's the competitor in me, the man in me. But I don't want to take the punk-ass easy way out. I want to beat the Packers at full strength. I want to beat the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. I want to beat the Packers with Davante Adams. And in my opinion, if you're a Bears fan looking forward to, we got to feast on Jordan Love and Marquez Valdez-Scantling and so forth, then that to me is the pussy way out. If you can't beat him straight up, you don't deserve to be ahead of him. Period. Let's be competitors about it. Not have that mindset of mediocrity. Either way, off of that diatribe. What's the end game here? You potentially get one more year out of Aaron Rodgers, where you don't win the Super Bowl potentially, and then his value on the trade market's even less? Or you're running the risk of he's going to threaten to retire and not play at all, and then you're going to have all that cap money tied into him, and then you're probably going to have to move him, which means you lose some of the leverage, which means you'll get less in return. As far as Davante Adams, both whether Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback or Jordan Love is your quarterback, do you have anybody on your roster that is even closely positioned enough to take anywhere near Davante Adams' results or responsibilities in that offense and at the receiver position? No, the fuck you don't. Whatever it takes, find a way to get it done to get these guys into camp. Or, if that's not your goal, then you should have already fucking moved the hell on from them. You've got enough desperate teams looking for receiver help, looking for a franchise-changing quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, even at this stage of his career. As a team brings in an Aaron Rodgers, even if they give up a lot of future draft pick capital, they look at it, now we have a championship window as long as he's here. Figure out what the hell you're going to do and act. What you've been doing as an organization, to me, my opinion, has been absolutely stupid and ridiculous.